Temperature's a little more close to average now. It's in the 60s. And that's I'm wearing a coat, I know. You get people in Minnesota, what? You're wearing a coat? I got all the windows open. It's in the 60s. Oh, shut up. I know that's summer to you guys, but that's winter to us in New Mexico, right? Hope Ryan Estrada's ready for that. Little kiddo. Yeah, the game last night. It looked like the other running back was just superior to and that was not the case. Royal had some bigger and faster athletes than El Dorado, and they can catch and tackle Ryan better than some of the kids on El Dorado had to catch and tackle the other kid. And the other kid was a little bit bigger than Ryan is, but that doesn't really. Sometimes with running backs, if you can get to him and get a hold of him and then gang tackle him, you can get him down. But he had other teammates that were just bigger and faster. And so they get in the way and they push you around and knock you down. And that's what happens. And that's always what happens mostly with El Paso teams in football in Texas. Okay. You have a collection with poor, bigger white kids and black kids that can push around the Mexica kids. Okay, I'm Hispanic because Hispanic is basically Spain. That's European migrants. And so that's what happens and in that sport. El Paso teams do real good in soccer and then beat a lot of the kids that are of African and Indo-European origin. So they do a lot of times do better at soccer, and they have really good soccer teams. Another thing they do real good at is wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling and stuff. So football is just something in the genetic makeup. Baseball is very good. And so in their genetic makeup, they're not as well equipped for football. And sometimes basketball because of the different things and stuff. So basketball and football, the El Paso teams, as a group, they have individuals that can excel in the next level and stuff. But as a group, they get overpowered and overmatched by the groups in the Dallas area and the Houston area and so forth. San Antonio, usually they'll have players, but usually not teams that dominate. Usually it's the Dallas area and the Houston area and Texas where they get the dominant teams. In New Mexico, we have military feeders here, and in Albuquerque the population is largely Hispanic, so that's why the Las Cruces schools can go into dominant things as well as the Albuquerque. For the longest times it was Hobbs and Clovis, because there was a lot of poor blacks that were used for the industry out there, and they stayed because they could survive, and the jobs got less deadly, and so they stayed. In Clovis and Hobbs and military jobs and stuff, and so in eastern New Mexico near the Panhandle, where they do a lot of oil and stuff, a lot of Texas thing. We always joke, well, technically, eastern New Mexico is far west Texas. Everybody jokes about that, but it's kind of true. But there's still a lot of Hispanic culture. Okay. But there is New Mexico mixed in because Buddy Holly, when he was recording his nigger music, recorded it in Clovis, New Mexico, y'all. Do you understand? He sings nigger music because he liked, the Billy Stewart type stuff. If yes, I'm sitting right here, and he liked all that stuff. Little things you say and do make me want to be with you. And then that's nigger music, and it's like, it sure is good, right? Elvis did the same thing. Elvis used to go to black churches and listen to the songs and sing to help with his, we can't go on together, and all these people. He was a nigger lover. And he was a bigot. No, he kind of assimilated to the group because they're vicious. Is more or less the thing. You know, he liked Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali liked him, and things like that. So Chuck D don't know what he's talking about. He just sees the public persona of a human being instead of going and meeting the real human being that really likes him and he likes people. And so Muhammad Ali would tell you, yeah, it's not true. You know, he swept him, yeah, to show me that, you know, there are other ways to protect yourself from people that you're afraid of that you think can kill you. But the best way to protect yourself, show people how to have faith in God and be kind. Like my boy Al G in his rap said, who rules the world and who do you believe in when anyone breathing can leave your ass bleeding? And Chris Baldwin, who got into his tribalism and got into those Viking shows and started his religion was Thor. And I talked to him about stuff, and he said, that's just stupid, you know. Anyone do it? I said, no, man, a 3-year-old could come up and take a 9 or something out of your backpack and blow you away with it when you're high on heroin. Okay? You got to hit home, okay? And let him know. And then he got mad at me. He'd get mad at me. And I was like, I'm trying to teach you how to be humble and save yourself from magical thinking so magical thinking doesn't kill you. When someone loves you, okay, he's going to consistently, you know, more consistent than Nick Nolte with the Peaceful Warrior, you bet your ass. And I ain't sitting up in the top of that gym at Berkeley. What you doing up here? It's crazy, you know. I don't do extreme and crazy things. I do very intelligent and healthy things, and that are for people's well-being. Like right now, what I want you guys to do is focus. This time of year, a lot of us do. I learned this at latch schools with a nurse. The kiddos, I'm hungry. She goes, your mouth is dry, and she goes, this is this time of year, you're thirsty. You just think you're hungry because you want food because you're cooler. You know, when it's hot, you drink a lot of water, right? And you get dehydrated during the winter, but because it's cooler, you think you're hungry. Okay. So you tend to eat too much during the winter and not drink enough, and then you get your bowels get plugged up, okay? Because you got too much food and not enough fluid. And, you know, it's hard to poop. So one of the things that will help you poop more is when your mouth is dry during the winter. The water's nice and cool. Yeah, but it's cold outside. I understand. Put on a jacket. But make sure that you keep hydrated. When your mouth is dry and you're dehydrated, make sure you drink your water, okay? And that'll help your food digest better. And because you have water going in, you'll typically feel less hungry because you're dehydrated. And then you'll eat less. Okay? You guys understand? It's just, she was explaining this to kids with disabilities that were autistic and Down syndrome and things, you know. She was a teacher and a nurse for kids with these kind of conditions. But most of us that don't have Down syndrome or are not autistic do the same thing, okay? Because we're trained consumers on TV. You want a hamburger. You want a pizza. You want a big box. You want this for the holidays. You want to order our food. I know it's complicated. You don't have the time. You have all the time in the world, okay, to have a garden like Johnny Mathis. You don't have to go out on the road and sing 50 songs a day every day till your vocal cords drop out your face, okay? Because money's not real, and they just do that to, okay, bring in the royal singer to impress me because I have lots of money and manipulate people with money and technology and my fucked up ego, right? Like the whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump with these Epstein files. Epstein didn't see Trump as a friend. He saw him as a business opportunity, just like those girls. Okay? They were ambitious and wanted to make it in Hollywood. And he could take advantage of their ambition to have sex with people that you could get a lot of money from. And that was Donald Trump. So he'd set up these parties, and he'd bring in girls. He knew the type of girls that Donald Trump liked. He brought them to the parties, and he would tell the girls, basically, you know, like what happened with me and Amy and Natalie through the Temple Set Illuminati and throughout our thing, you know. Okay? He's not attracted to you. He's attracted to me. He won't go for it if you go after him because you're not as good looking as me. Okay? Because she's made to compete and be jealous, Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? We can't get them to do anything they don't want to do. And we can program like we're programming a video game. But if you weren't there, that wouldn't have happened. Because she had had a husband that everybody respected and appreciated because he's like King David and not a home invading wallfly pervert like you. Okay, do you understand? He's gorgeous. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, drink your water. Okay. So you got to understand that when we got put in those situations, I didn't understand those conditions because I'm not like Ezra Taft Benson or Gordon B. Hinckley or Spencer J. Kimball. I'm like King David. I'm like Lord Jesus. I'm not going to spy in your house to try to find your weaknesses and watch lots of film and then, within a quarter, because I'm better than the other guy, okay? If he studies lots of films and goes towards tendencies that I'm more uncomfortable playing basketball, okay? Yeah, they might jump on me a little bit. And then after that, it's like, okay, I know exactly what they're doing. I know what you're doing. Yeah, I know why you say you love me. And I'm going to still beat them like a drum. You make me go left. Well, I'm going to go left, but I can still jump over you and I can still go around you. And then you're going to have to break my right hand or get under my ankle, my landing and jumping ankle, to win the game. You're going to have to physically disable me to win, sweep the leg, right? Because if it's for money, it's like UFC, it's like boxing, okay? And it's not about money, it's about stopping rape, it's about stopping Goliath, okay? So you put me in a UFC ring, it's like he didn't even train. Stop raping, or I'm going to have to fucking stop you. And if you won't stop, I'm taking your own fucking sword and I'm cutting your fucking raping head off with it. Mister, you just brought an act to a gunfight, and I will. Okay. Now I don't have to do it physically because if they physically tried to destroy me with legalities and laws from the Supreme Court instituted by the totalitarian dictatorship we call the military that maintains our freedom through our voting over money. Okay. It's all sarcasm, right? When using the word freedom, you understand that? Okay. Freedom is living the Lord's Prayer. Okay, if you're not living the Lord's Prayer, you don't have freedom. You have a delusion of a totalitarian dictatorship that you get to participate in every 2-4 years to have your daughters be used as sex toys for make-believe money to get your family off the reservation and out of the ghetto and into the exclusive gated communities, or even better, Aspen, Jackson, Hull, and the Hamptons, right? That sucks, doesn't it, though? We're mass murdering those people in the cities, okay? So the millions murder the billions, and the billions worship the millions. That's what's going on right now. And my job? Worship God and tell the millions to fuck off so the billions can finally live their lives free from the delusions of the millions being worse, sexier, and better. And it's like, you suck. You're 20% of fuck you, and sideways too, with a bag of bricks. Oh, wait, they already do. Never mind, just forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. I'm sorry, I digress. I was acting like you, and I'm going to win because I'm the best, sexiest fucker of the killers in the history of the killers of the fuckers. Oh, who's got the best eye to be the best sexy killer in the history of the fuckers? I don't know, but it's not time to kiss yet. Okay. You know that spider webs is their poo-poo, right? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, it comes out of their butt. They use their poo-poo to catch their prey in it, and they can't get out of their poo-poo. And then they come, and the more you try to get out of their poo-poo, the more you get stuck in it. And then they come, and you're stuck in the poo-poo, and then they venom you, and it kills you, and then they come back and eat you. Yeah, their poison that they have in their bodies and their poo-poo. That's anybody else want to be a spider? Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. So his web should come out of his ass. He should have venom in his some kind of thing that comes in and stings you that's near his butt too, kind of thing. And but he just fertilizes the eggs, and then she eats him. So Spider-Man, he ain't gonna last for long. But Spider-Woman, that bitch is everywhere, and her poo-poo's gonna trap you, and then she's gonna poison you, and then she's gonna eat you. She even does it with her own kids, and the kids do it with mom. So, want to be a spider? Want to be a bug? I want to be a human being. Me too. Me too. Me too. I like being a human being. Me too. Kiss the spider web. Don't pay attention to those egomaniacs. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just doing that for drama, mama, money, and for fucking. They're crazy. They're crazy. They're trying to win a Tony Award and shit like that. They're fucking crazy. I can see the little tears in your eyes about to fall. You are wondering if I'm for real. I told you no lie. Baby, I'm for real. I'm the original. I'm the OG. Uh-huh. The original Gobstopper. I don't know. I'm just being silly. Okay, guys. I love you very much. We'll talk later. Okay. Peace out.